They're just like members of the family. Loyalty, trust, service. It's what you deserve and expect from Judson Irrigation.
Keep summer green. Call Judson Irrigation 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
Prodigy Baseball Academy, Lincoln's premier baseball program, is excited to partner with the #1 national youth and high school program to offer a larger player development program with a national network for tournaments and recruiting. Prodigy Baseball has been nominated several years by the Lincoln Choice Awards for outstanding dedication to youth baseball. Come see the USA Prime Prodigy difference. For a full listing of tryouts and to learn more about USA Prime Prodigy, check them out on Facebook at Lincoln Prodigy Baseball or at lincolnprodigybaseball.com. USA Prime Prodigy is excited to announce the tryouts for the upcoming season. Prodigy Baseball is where players in Lincoln go to receive player development, a competitive tournament schedule, and incredible family atmosphere. USA Prime Prodigy will be hosting tryouts July 14th through the 16th at 6 p.m. at Optimus Sports Complex for ages 7 to 14. Jalen Wordley, Caleb Clark, and Mason McConaughey from Husker Baseball will be there to sign autographs and talk to the youth. Tryouts start on July 14th at 6 p.m. Learn more at lincolnprodigybaseball.com. Tune in to the Teammates Mentoring Hour each Wednesday from 6 to 7 p.m. on 93.7 The Ticket. Hear stories from a program started by Tom and Nancy Osborne and how it's changed mentors and mentees' lives and how you can be involved. The Teammates Mentoring Hour, Wednesday nights from 6 to 7 p.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see mainly sunny skies to go along with light winds. See an afternoon high around 88. Tonight, clear skies and calm winds with a low around 64. And tomorrow, mainly sunny, but stray showers are possible in the afternoon. See a high around 90. Meteorologist Kyle Tucker from 92.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
The weather is hot, the kids are out of school, and you're on your way to the lake and summer road trips. Are you getting to your vacation spot comfortably, or is your car letting you down? Mullen Motors Lot is full of great vehicles to take home, so you don't have to worry about your current car barely surviving another road trip. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Layton and find your next ride for summer road trips and beyond. Mullen Motors.
No tag-ons, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Without a strong IT partner, your business ends up overspending, underperforming, wearing too many hats, complicating your work, and more. Applied Connective Technologies can help with experts in every facet of technology. If it plugs in, powers on, or charges up, they're your people. Imagine being able to call one team for all your technology solutions rather than a village of vendors and providers. For all your needs in managed IT and cybersecurity, phone systems, physical security, infrastructure, and audio or video, head to appliedconnective.com to better your business today.
Garage doors can be expensive. Are you keeping yours in the best condition possible? This is Cameron Hall with Doors Plus. Doors Plus is a locally owned business that prides itself on the fast, reliable, and friendly service. Doors Plus offers flexible scheduling so you can book an appointment that fits your busy day. My team and I will come out to your property, both commercial and residential, and provide you with the necessary information you need to make sure your garage door is in working and smooth condition. Give Doors Plus a call today at 402-590-5800 to book an appointment and learn more about our preventative maintenance plans. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
You already know that Select Plumbing takes care of all your plumbing needs, including water heaters, faucet repairs, leaks, drips, sump pumps, and more. Now, they're able to help you with your heating and air conditioning as well. Select Plumbing has recently expanded into residential heating and air, and they're excited to bring this new service to their complete list of plumbing services. Call to book an appointment today at 402-560-6197 or go to selectplumbinginc.com, serving Lincoln, Seward, Milford, and the surrounding areas.
You're spending $300 a month. Binge drinking is the most common form of excessive drinking, which costs the United States more than $191 billion each year. By drinking less, you will save $300 a month. If you or a loved one is looking for help, find a treatment facility near you at findtreatment.gov. For immediate support, call, text, or chat 988.
Brought to you by Nebraska DHHS in partnership with SAMHSA.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize before participating in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the K&TK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeit. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Broadcasting veteran Derek Pearson.
When you find something that moves them, that makes them smile, celebrate it. That's your task. That's your superpower.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score!
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
What up? Happy Tuesday. This is Old School. Jay Foreman, Austin Orman, doing our thing while DP is off. He's at the NBA Summer League, and I think he's going to be in their UFC this weekend. But we are brought to you by the Mercado Certified Piedmontese Special Ingredients and Butcher Shop, 84th and Havelock, 30th in Yankee Hill. And if you're up there in the metro, or what they call, or the Omaha has like 80 different names. It's the O and the metro. And maybe it's different areas, but it's 168th and Maple. Anyways, if you get the chance to stop by there, one of the Mercados here in the great city of Lincoln, it is a beautiful grilling night, or a possible grilling night if you want to get down. But great crossover with me, Austin, and Strick, talking about Cooper Flagg. And then, I think he's got a tremendous amount of pressure on him. I don't even think I'm sure he knows, but, I'm looking at it, a deeper dive into it. But I think he's more than capable of doing it. And also I think it's going to be good for the NBA if he does become a sustainable player. Now, when you talk about sustainability, we're going to dive into what we're going to do today. We're going to look at Phil Steele's 2024 Power Poll. So we're going to look at from number 10 all the way down to, let's go 32, Austin. And what me and Austin are going to do, and we want the text line too, we'll read off all the teams, and if you can remember them or if you have it on your phone, we're going to pick two teams from outside of the top 10 that will be, let's just say surprise and maybe get into the college football playoffs, the new college football playoffs with 12 teams. And then we need to look at teams, let's go in the top 14. So there's a little bit of crossover that will disappoint this year and not make it. Now, sometimes you could have a good year and not make it because you stub your toe, or other teams outside of this, range that we said, play better, have an upset victory, and able to sneak in. Because when you're in a really hard conference, whether it's the Big Ten, SEC, or a very, I wouldn't say it's watered down, but there's a lot of parity in the ACC. So if you're like for instance, if you're Florida State and you go to a place like NC State or whatever on the road, I got to look at their schedule, and you get upset or you don't have a good showing, and then say somebody outside of it, say like Kansas State gets on a heater and they start to face some ranked teams, you got Iowa State in here, so forth, Oklahoma State and all that. Well, the next thing you know, and they hold serve, right? Mm-hmm. They went down. Now you're on the outside looking in, no matter what conference that you're in. So I think that's why it's very interesting. Because you expect the top players, right? They say the top 6 are going to get in there. So the 6 spots, like say Alabama, Penn State, Texas. I don't know about Penn State, but going on this, Penn State, Texas, Oregon, Ohio State, Georgia. Let's just say they are kind of 5 of those 6 or 4 of those 6 are in there. Well, then there's a lot of competition for 8 spots.
If we're assuming 3 teams each from the Big Ten and SEC,
that's 6.
Woof. That's half the field gone right there. Auto qualifier from the Big 12, auto qualifier from the SEC or ACC. Mm-hmm. There's 8. Then you have your group of 5. So there's 9.
That battle for 3 is
you got
huge.
6 or 7 teams for 3 spots.
That's why you heard 16 right away.
That's why you went from 4 to 12.
Yeah, exactly, because it was 4 to 12 because they knew that they're like Georgia this year, right? Mm-hmm. That was kind of, obviously factual verification. But I think when you start to just say it out loud, what you just said, the two most powerful and dominant conferences, especially with the additions of what we added, and also same with the SEC, getting Texas and all that. You have to assume it's 3, in some years 3.5, 4, right? So now when you only got 12 isn't that much more than the original 4, because the 4 that you originally had are swamped up in the SEC. Then you got 3 from the Big Ten. Then you got 2 other automatic qualifiers. Okay,
3 other qualifiers.
So now you had 10. Well, now you got 20 teams vying for two spots. And so when you think about, you want people to stay interested. You want to have kids not opt out of bowl games and play for something bigger than themselves. That's why you start hearing 16 right away. And I think as we go along, and if things go the way that I think it might go, where there's still, it's not going to be, people aren't going to be satisfied. You can see 16 coming down the pipe. Then you can see it possibly eventually get to 24. And
just like FCS.
Yeah. And that's, I love that. And they get their own kind of weekend on kind of like a bye week or like on a slow time. And they always play down there in, they played at Frisco, Texas the last few years. Sam Houston State was always in it. And I always remember Sam Houston State because when I was playing in Houston, we'll get back to this. I bought a dog, right? And, I had to meet him, I met him at a gas station, but I didn't know in Sam Houston State, they had a big old statue of Sam Houston that kind of comes up out of the woods and is like lit up. It was scary, dude. You know what I mean? I went.
Sam Houston didn't play back in his day.
Yeah, but it's huge. So you're going around the highway and you see it. It's huge. It's a little scary, and that's why I always kind of kept in contact with Sam Houston State. But anyways, I'm gonna go off the top from 10 to 32. We'll do from 10 to 20 and then take a break, and then we'll go 21 to 32. And then obviously we'll keep it going as long as we can. So number 10, right? We'll throw this team in there just because it's family. Miami Hurricanes, right? The belle of the ball of the offseason. You got their quarterback telling Shedeur Sanders, you ain't working hard enough. I'm better than you. And they got some pretty good transfer portal guys too. Utah, right? You got your Cam Rising coming back.
Keithy.
Everybody has to respect Utah. And plus, when you have the quarterback position and the way that they've been able to be competitive and dominant, you got to give them the ultimate respect. Michigan, sneaky. They're going to be sneaky good. They're talented. You got a lot of guys that are hungry and been waiting. And you got a coach that knows how to recruit and motivate. They're going to be sneaky good. Clemson, Dabo.
What's up, my brother? Let's see. Show us something.
He's fighting the transfer portal. They've always been able to recruit, but they haven't been able to keep up the last few years. Is his time coming to an end? Right now they got a quarterback coming back, a good running back, but it's not the same Clemson. I saw him play last year. I was down on the field. They're a big team. They got a lot of talent, but it's not like it was though. The quarterback that when they lost to Miami and when my dad went into the Ring of Fame, kept the ball when he's supposed to hand it off. If he handed it off, it's a touchdown. That's how they end up losing the game. So, I mean, those are the things that you start to see when it's not as tight. So you got Florida State. Can they repeat? We got a tight end that just committed from up there at Millard South. So, obviously Florida State is still a national brand, but the quarterback's gone. 2 guys on defense is gone. Can Norvell do it again? They've been thinking about leaving the ACC. There's a lot of things going on down there in Tallahassee that don't have to do or don't directly have to do with or go into football, but affects it indirectly. Then you got this team here. I don't know how they ain't in the top 20. The Fighting Nate Brennans, Virginia Tech. How? What have they done? But they must be doing something, right? That's a team that might.
We'll see.
If you get some home games in Blacksburg, you ain't nothing to do. You a couple L's, right? Oklahoma State, right? Can the mullet master do his thing, right? Everybody got a little worried because his house was up for sale. That's a nice. Did you see it?
Yeah.
Why would you even sell that?
No idea.
I mean, and then,
I wouldn't.
But then he just got an extension along with all his coaches. Now this team here, just under the radar, sneaky. You get two guys healthy, right? You get Lachey back. You get your quarterback back. The offensive line is going to be better this year because they were better last year. You got better running backs. What's the defense going to be like? Is Iowa going to Iowa and mess around and have 10 games and then win them all 10-7? Then you got Florida. Napier's getting too much love, right?
I think so.
For the amount of talent that they've had and the output that he's had, that hire wasn't as sweet as they originally thought.
No.
But he's still. Then LSU, I think they're a little bit low.
Always going to be talented.
Yeah, always going to be talented.
Kelly's solid,
and he started to grow on me. Now, granted, you had the Heisman winner last year, but I think I saw some things out of him that I like because I saw the adjustment his last few years at Notre Dame.
Yeah.
So that's from 10 to 20. Those are a lot of good teams that you would say are either ranked too high or some of them too low. We're going to take a quick break, come back, and we're going to go 21 to 32, and then we're going to make some picks in the short segment, and then get the party started again, the 5 o'clock hour. But Jay Foreman, Austin Norman, Old School. Quick break. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Load up on meat and more this summer at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havelock. This week's special through July 9th is spend $25, get 2 6-ounce sirloin fillets for free. Also, 15% off all beer, wine, and liquor. Locations at 84th and Havelock and 30th and Yankee Hill in Lincoln, or 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Right now at Planet Fitness, you can get everything you need for just $1 down. And I mean everything. Top-tier equipment? Check. 24-hour access? You bet. Free fitness training? Always. Workouts in the free PF app? What'd I tell you? Even super friendly team members.
Hey, welcome to Planet Fitness.
Oh, hey. I was just mentioning you.
Hey.
Join Planet Fitness today and get everything you need for just $1 down, $15 a month. Cancel anytime. Deal ends Thursday, July 18th. See Home Club for details.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see mainly sunny skies to go along with light winds. See an afternoon high around 88. Tonight, clear skies and calm winds with a low around 64. And tomorrow, mainly sunny, but stray showers are possible in the afternoon. See a high around 90. And meteorologist Kyle Clucker from 92.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Tune in to the Teammates Mentoring Hour each Wednesday from 6 to 7 p.m. on 93.7 The Ticket. Hear stories from a program started by Tom and Nancy Osborne and how it's changed mentors and mentees' lives and how you can be involved. The Teammates Mentoring Hour, Wednesday nights from 6 to 7 p.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
The Mill Coffee and Tea, formerly with only 4 Lincoln locations, now 5 Lincoln locations. That's 25% more locations than there used to be. Can you even imagine a world where there's only 4 Lincoln Mill locations? Feels like ages ago. We were all so young then. The Mill on 11, located right alongside the 93.7 The Ticket Studios at 1040 O Street.
For over 15 years, Integrated Life Choices has empowered individuals with disabilities in Lincoln and throughout Nebraska. They provide comprehensive services from group homes and independent living services to job training, ensuring fulfilling lives for those that they serve. Now, they're inviting you to join their mission. If you're passionate about making a difference in the lives of people with developmental disabilities, explore rewarding career opportunities with them. Learn more about their services and apply today at www.ilc.net. Be a part of Integrated Life Choices, where your work truly changes lives.
I'm Karen Carr. I've been a realtor for 31 years. When I made a company change 12 years ago, I chose Lincoln First Realty, now NP Dodge. It's the oldest independently owned realty company in the country. Since becoming NP Dodge, we've continued our tradition of community involvement. Our management and staff are always available to offer support in marketing, technology, social media, and educational opportunities.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize before participating in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the K&TK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeit. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Is it time to replace your AC? Call Bryant and save money in every way. Bryant provides you with solutions that save. Save big immediately with attractive rebates, and save every day with lower operating costs. Most important, though, the systems are selected to fit you. The right system, priced right, properly installed. That's the way Bryant works for you. How much can you save? Call for a free estimate. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. 467-1111. We do whatever it takes.
Early break with Sip and Jake.
I'd like Bill to be say next to you, so when you say on three, he goes, that'd be awesome.
That would be Steve Sipple on three. You should be there just for that.
That's all I said for 3 days.
Kirk Francis, Steve Sipple from the Husker Online on Free Network.
Early break with Sip and Jake from 6 to 8 every weekday morning on 93.7 The Ticket. Back to old school with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
What up? We're back. Jay Foreman, Austin Norman, old school. We are in Phil Steele's 2024 Power Poll, essentially preseason rankings. We did from 10 to 20. Now it's 21 to 32. And we'll start the party with SMU. SMU made waves by pumping a lot of life into their NIL, a little bit of a back end of like Pony Express. They're a team that doesn't get a lot of national notoriety, but they have a good talent pool to recruit from. They've always had a kind of run and gun, right, run and shoot type of offense. And so if they can get the right people, the right schedule, the right time, they could definitely be a top 20 team.
Do you, when you look at these teams, knock off a win because of the conference transition, or is football? Because I think back to Nebraska and how that transition to the Big Ten went. I think just in my mind, I just by default knock off a win from what I think these teams are going to do if they're changing conferences.
Yeah, I mean, I look at it, but I think it's getting overlooked right here because if SMU is at 21, can't afford that loss. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
They need everything to go right for them to be where they're at. But for me personally, I do definitely have the same feeling. And here's another team, Missouri, number 22. That's surprising. Stand on business. Missouri is legit. They've made some waves recruiting. You got to think Daniel Kalen was going there until obviously Nebraska was able to rekindle that relationship. So it lets you know that they were able to recruit and get a Elite 11 quarterback to go there. So that lets me know their staff, offensive coordinator are in all that other stuff in the campus and whatever NIL opportunities are up to snuff.
Missouri interests me because they had their moment last year. Now can they follow it up, right? Missouri's had little pockets of success, but hasn't ever really sustained it.
Yeah.
Is Drinkwitz the guy that can keep it going with the way they've been winning and recruiting? If they dip down to 6, 7, maybe even 8 wins, that's going to feel like a step back, even if it's pretty good for Missouri historically. If I'm Coach Drinkwitz, I got to stay at 9, at least this year, and then wait for the waves of legit talent to come in a year or two, and then you're really cooking.
They're in that Minnesota stage with PJ Fleck, and this is where the powers that be, even though you're going to have to eventually up his pay, if he continues on this pace, is you also have to have a good understanding of where you are and where you've ever been as a program. And not try to penny pinch or count somebody else's money based on what other people are doing on a national basis, and appreciate what you have. Because here's an example: when Minnesota had a coach by the name of Glenn Mason, he had Lawrence Maroney. He recruited NFL players, right? He got a lot of running backs out of St. Louis and all that. The Barber twins, one was a running back, obviously Marion Barber, rest in peace, and then his brother. You had a lot of guys that, he was able to recruit on a national basis, but it was very segmented what he did. But he was always 8-9 wins, get you to a bowl game, but then all of a sudden that wasn't good enough. And they were like, oh, we're paying him too much.
Well,
right. Well, then he was gone. And then it went in a dip, and now you got PJ Fleck fighting that where you have that one really special year, right? Then how do you back it up? Now, it's harder to continue to back it up over a 6-7 year period at a Missouri just based on where you fall in the recruiting in the SEC. So you got to also be patient with that if I'm a athletic director, as long as everything's being handled on the up and up. But I do think Missouri is going to back it up this year. I like their quarterback. He was down at the Manning camp, and they said he showed really well. So, I thought he was really good, last year and was under the radar. Now, here's also another one here is Louisville. I was disappointed how they finished the season. Florida State down to their third quarterback. I think he was a freshman, hadn't played in like 5 games. You couldn't beat them in the championship game.
Didn't really put up much of a fight. It was just a boring game.
It was like they were just okay with just being there.
Yeah,
like let's just go back. Then they went to the bowl game and got demolished.
Right?
Run
through and over.
Right. So then here's the team right here. That I'll be honest. Here's one of my teams that I don't know which one I'm going to pick. I'm picking USC. Part of me says that they could surprise some people. Rational is like not so much. I think they'll be disappointed. They're at 24. You got to think you're paying Lincoln Riley $9-10 million. They're 24. People rumblings were there last year.
In year 2.
Yeah. And here's another team right here. There's teams in this top 25 at the bottom that over the last recent history, 12 to 15 years, weren't there. Wisconsin. Right? Wisconsin. That defense is supposed to be really good this year. And supposedly with Van Dyke, their offense is going to be more legit. We'll see. I think that transition to that air raid, they lost an opportunity with Braylon Allen last year. We'll see what they do this year. Tennessee. Heupel, the way that they played, we might get to an article who's going to be the number 1 pick. They got a outside linebacker, pass rusher that's potentially going to be a top 3 pick. And Tennessee always has talent. And they're 26.
There's the blue chip ratio that Bud Elliott puts out for Tennessee is the next team up, essentially. They are just below the 50% threshold. You saw what Yamaleva did to Iowa.
Yeah.
Right. That's an Iowa team that you would think would still care about that bowl game, right? They don't have the SEC excuse of, oh, it's not a big enough bowl game. We're not going to show up. Tennessee throttled Iowa in that bowl game. Yamaleva looked legit.
He literally was like Derek Barnett when we went down there, and when he went down and kicked the tail of every single offensive lineman. That's what he did. Then he just said, all right, I'm going to do it from the stack linebacker position too, just to let you know I'm versatile. Because everybody that I did wrong in that bowl game, you're on my draft tape. So just don't worry, you're going to get it. You're going to get on ESPN somehow, but it's going to be via me running through you. Then you got South Carolina, right? You got Beamer. I think they had a little uptick last year. As far, you know what I mean? I think they, I think Beamer's settled down some of the angst that they had. Was he really the coach for them? So forth and so on. So we'll see, right?
Well, he's been better than Napier.
Yeah,
Florida, I would say.
For sure. In a harder place to win, to recruit, and to can be consistent. I think he's way better than there. So that's what I'm saying. You got to know who you are and where you're at, right? But a side note, a sneaky cool stadium down there in Columbia.
Oh yeah,
sneaky cool. So when I was in Charlotte, you want to take my 2 daughters down there. Charlotte doesn't have a big zoo. It's in Columbia. So you go down and we drove around Columbia. It's actually pretty cool. Hotter than Hades down there, but it was cool. Iowa State. The Iowa State is a team. Listen, Iowa State. Now we're going to see about that coach now.
Yeah.
Because you got to think, there was rumblings he getting a Nebraska job and he was supposed to be NFL jobs. Hey, you look kind of suspect now, bro. And they got NFL talent. We're going to see what's up.
You have to remember that it's Iowa State, right? Like, think about the Iowa State teams that you played. Jay. He's coaching that same program, right?
Yeah, that's true.
It's a tough place to win. So, like, going 7-5 is still an accomplishment in Ames.
Yeah.
That's a fan base that needs to appreciate it because of how low it's been.
Yeah.
But it really feels like Iowa State has the Penn State thing going on, where why aren't you a little bit better?
Yeah. And let me tell you this. In Ames, Iowa, text line, tell me this. What is that smell in that town? Because listen, I've been stopping in Ames since I've been 18 years old, right? Because that's usually where, I was driving. My dad was like, all right, stop in Ames, fill up. And then you come back,
stop in Ames,
fill up, right? Man, when you get out of that car, I don't care if it's the summertime, spring, winter, that smell of what is out of this world. It like burns your nostrils.
Is it like doo-doo and BO or just
I don't know what it is. That's
why
I'm a text line. Listen, I met somebody from Ames. I said, man, you should be ashamed of yourself. I would just be angry. You go outside your dorms, got a nice fit on. You go maybe take your, go out on a date. You just got the stench. It smells like
your date probably does too.
Yeah, I know, right? But it's hard enough, what I mean? It smells like straight booty. I don't know. So you got to give it up to, what's his name? Campbell? Matt Campbell. You can recruit there. And plus, I like it, Matt Campbell. He flexed on that fan when the fan got here. Yeah, I see you, Matt Campbell. Show him who you are. But where you're at, though, the smelliest place in America. So that's Iowa State. Then you got Kansas State. Listen, Kansas State is a stable program. I like their coach. I like their quarterback now. I think he's a 4 or 5 star quarterback. I think they got a sneaky good receiving group. I think one of Klester's kids is there. Junior Spivey's son is there. I know there's Trey Spivey.
About
yeah.
that. Yeah.
Nebraska didn't look at him. And Junior Spivey, I'm friends with Junior Spivey because his cousin is Chester Pitts. That's how we met. And then we've been, keeping in contact. I mean, homeboy is for real. And so I think they got a nice little, skill position group down there. And they always going to play hard-nosed defense, right? Fly around. Plus they got a couple of Eden Prairie products down there. Then you got West Virginia. They get you out in the mountains and there's deliverance and you play it, and they play you on Friday night and they've been oiled up since like 2 in the afternoon. That's a hard place to play, but they always have speed. Kentucky. The thing about Kentucky is they burst on the scene. Obviously, Will Levis, his mayonnaise in his coffee and all that. And plus, Will Levis, the other extracurricular activities. Wandale. But
Josh Allen, the other one.
But they can recruit. They develop, but it takes 2 or 3 years. I'm telling you, Kentucky was dangerous last year because they were close.
Mm-hmm.
And so if they retain a lot of those players and get a couple special players, you could see them sneaking, maybe not in the college football playoff, but they can ruin some people's seasons very, very easily.
They got a Vandegrift from Georgia who was backing up.
That's right. Yes.
Vandegrift's there
right. One of the first transfers, like right from the get-go. So that lets you know there was tampering and they can recruit. Yeah, I called you out, but it's cool. And here's this other team, TCU. I don't know about that, man. They had their 1-year run. I don't know.
Not sold.
I like their weight coach, though. I follow. Yeah. He keeps it real, though. And he says, listen, you getting NIL money, you got responsibilities. And so you can't be on time. Now we got unknown texter here before we go to break. 9495. That's the proud smell of Iowa. Yes. See, at least you admit it. It smells like what. Just as a 4-letter word, and it's there. And you know what it is, Austin? It's like as you get about 6 miles from Ames, the exit I get off, you start to smell it. You get that first little, if you got the heat on and the AC, that first little, whoa, I'm getting close. And then once you get out of your car, boy, man.
Tired from a few hours of driving, that stench hits you and awake now.
It's that mesothelioma. That's what it is. If you lived in Ames, you got a claim. I'm telling you this right now. I'm the class action lawsuit lawyer. If you live in Ames right now, whatever it is, you file that lawsuit because I guarantee you're going to have mesothelioma pretty soon. All right? And if you've never been to Ames, and it's gotten worse, though.
Oh, no.
It must be like chickens or something. You know what I think? I think they just they get a whole bunch of manure and then they get in there and dive into here. Iowa outwash. Yep, that's what it is. Craig says, "Is it livestock yards?" No, this isn't feedlot, Craig. This is boiled feces that's just in the air. It's one of the worst smells ever. And I always look at Iowa. Every time I think about Iowa State in their uniforms, that's what you get. Especially them old ones.
Oh.
Yeah, them old ones. That's what you get. Just like you smell out there. Anyways, we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to come back. We're going to pick one team, and then we'll get into our other picks. Surprise, and who's going to disappoint out of that top 32. Jay Foreman, Austin Orman, Old School. We'll be right back.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
I'm Karen Carr. I've been a realtor for 31 years. When I made a company change 12 years ago, I chose Lincoln First Realty, now NP Dodge. It's the oldest independently owned realty company in the country. Since becoming NP Dodge, we've continued our tradition of community involvement. Our management and staff are always available to offer support in marketing, technology, social media, and educational opportunities.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize before participating in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the K&TK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeit. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
For only $2.99 a day, LES powers life's sweetest moments and keeps all your summer treats icy cold and ready. Learn more at les.com/value.
Highball Bar in downtown Lincoln is open and located just north of 11th and O Street. Highball Bar offers a vibe and atmosphere like no other, making it the perfect place to grab a drink or beverage. Highball Bar features great events such as Karaoke Sunday, $4 Cheetos on Mondays, Jack Daniel's specials on Wednesdays, and much more. Make Highball Bar your go-to spot after a hard day at work or on the weekend. Highball Bar, located at 122 North 11th Street in downtown Lincoln.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe.
Hey, Husker Nation. This is Todd Euler, 2-time national champion, here to talk to you about Window World Lincoln. At Window World, we specialize in replacement windows, doors, siding, and roofing. Whether you're looking to enhance the beauty of your home or increase its energy efficiency, we've got you covered. And here's the best part. We offer the best for less. Our team is dedicated to providing top quality products and exceptional service at affordable prices. We want to earn your business and make your home improvement dreams a reality. So why wait? Contact Window World Lincoln today at 464-7313 or visit our website at windowworldlincoln.com. Window World Lincoln, where quality meets affordability.
Ready to add a dash of Southern flavor to your week? At Wings and Rings, their brand new Southern fried wings have arrived for a limited time. Indulge in the irresistible goodness of large, traditional bone-in wings coated in a crispy beer batter and fried to perfection. Try them with hot honey or any other sauces. And for those busy summer days coming up, look no further than their Southern Fried Wings Family Bundle. Wings and Rings, 2 Lincoln locations on O Street or Village Lane. The weather is hot, the kids are out of school, and you're on your way to the lake and summer road trips. Are you getting to your vacation spot comfortably, or is your car letting you down? Mullen Motors Lot is full of great vehicles to take home, so you don't have to worry about your current car barely surviving another road trip. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Layton and find your next ride for summer road trips and beyond. Mullen Motors.
No tag-ons, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Right now at Planet Fitness, you can get everything you need for just $1 down. And I mean everything. Top-tier equipment? Check. 24-hour access? You bet. Free fitness training? Always. Workouts in the free PF app? What'd I tell you? Even super friendly team members.
Hey, welcome to Planet Fitness.
Oh, hey. I was just mentioning you.
Hey.
Join Planet Fitness today and get everything you need for just $1 down, $15 a month. Cancel anytime. Deal ends Thursday, July 18th. See Home Club for details.
Are you looking to get into the electrical construction industry or wanting a new scene? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Whether you like fishing together or fishing to get away, for the thrill of reeling in a big one, or just going out to have a good time, on the banks of your local pond, at a bend in a river, or on one of our many lakes and reservoirs, you'll always find the perfect place to cast a line. Here, beneath Nebraska skies. Start planning your next fishing adventure today at letsfishnebraska.com. Sponsored by Nebraska Game and Parks, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
On the Block with Strick and Austin.
Evan Cooper was Matt Rule's dude, right, with prospect identification. How do you think Nebraska's philosophy and process changed with Evan Cooper out the door?
That's such a great question. You turn back towards, Sean Padden and Ryan Callahan and Vince Ginta and those guys that are in the recruiting room. They're no slouches.
Weekdays from 2 to 4 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Back to old school with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
What up, real quick? Jay Foreman, Austin Orman, old school, quick segment, and then we're going to get back on the clock and on time at the 5 o'clock hour. Before we get into a couple texts, Austin, we'll save our picks. I want to give a big shout out to the Pac-12, all two teams, Oregon State and Washington State, standing on business. They're probably the shortest media days ever. You probably need to do it via Zoom, right?
The Pac-12 media lunch break.
Yeah, lunch break. Anyways, we have some texters that are trying to inform us about the state of the smell in Ames. Craig says, is it livestock? I don't think so.
Not all of it, at least.
Yeah, not all of it. Ham and Beans says methane ain't showered. Yeah, hey, listen, I don't know what it is, but we need some more help. We get people that have been there. You got to know what it is. I can't be the only one that has smelt it.
The problem is you can't ask anyone from Iowa because they're used to it.
Yeah, exactly. They're immune to it. Also, Gator says for the Iowa Hawkeyes, their punter is gone, which was their best player. He's like, that's a game changer for it. And that's honestly got true.
Funny as it is, it is.
Yeah, they tried to promote him for the Heisman. So he's gone, but you got to expect Iowa has about 2 or 3 punters ready to go. But they're going to be a tough out anyway. So anyways, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to give our 2 picks, and there's plenty to pick from. Who's going to be the surprise good team, maybe sneak in there or cause some problems, or they're going to be 2 teams that won't live up to expectations and dookie down the leg because the moment's too big. But we're going to take a quick break, come back. Jay Foreman, Austin Orman, old school. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
The weather is hot, the kids are out of school, and you're on your way to the lake and summer road trips. Are you getting to your vacation spot comfortably, or is your car letting you down? Mullen Motors Lot is full of great vehicles to take home so you don't have to worry about your current car barely surviving another road trip. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Layton and find your next ride for summer road trips and beyond. Mullen Motors.
No tag-on, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Are you looking to get into the electrical construction industry or wanting a new scene? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
This is Brad with Midwest Bank, proudly serving our Nebraska communities for over 70 years. We're a community bank, making local decisions, supporting local organizations, and helping local businesses and farms succeed. We are dedicated to serving our clients and helping them meet their financial needs with sound, innovative banking solutions. From an array of checking and deposit accounts, cash management services, to small business, real estate, and ag lending. We're here for you. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Find out more at midwestbank.com. Member FDIC.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Without a strong IT partner, your business ends up overspending, underperforming, wearing too many hats, complicating your work, and more. Applied Connective Technologies can help with experts in every facet of technology. If it plugs in, powers on, or charges up, they're your people. Imagine being able to call one team for all your technology solutions rather than a village of vendors and providers. For all your needs in managed IT and cybersecurity, phone systems, physical security, infrastructure, and audio or video, head to appliedconnective.com to better your business today. Round 2 of boxing at the Complex is this weekend. Come enjoy a show of the Midwest's best amateur boxers on Saturday, July 13th at the Complex, the former location of Champions Fun Center. A grudge rematch between Lincoln's Carter Mickelhouse and Kearney's Jack Mundolf, plus another Capital City showdown to follow. Doors open at 6 p.m. with the first bout at 7 p.m. Learn more about the boxers and buy tickets at thecomplexlincoln.com.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see mainly sunny skies to go along with light winds, seeing an afternoon high around 88. Tonight, clear skies and calm winds, with a low around 64. And tomorrow, mainly sunny, but stray showers are possible in the afternoon. We'll see a high around 90. Meteorologist Kyle Tucker from 92.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Is it time to replace your AC? Call Bryant and save money in every way. Bryant provides you with solutions that save. Save big immediately with attractive rebates and save every day with lower operating costs. Most important, though, the systems are selected to fit you. The right system, priced right, properly installed. That's the way Bryant works for you. How much can you save? Call for a free estimate. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. 467-1111. We do whatever it takes.
Everyone should have a collection of something. For some, it's stamps or coins, expensive cars, or even watches. But for a lot of people, it's sports cards. And there's no better way to grow your collection than with the help of Capital City Sports Cards, Lincoln's first and only collector-first sports cards and memorabilia shop. Capital City Sports Cards connects collectors of all ages and demographics with unique collectibles sure to bring any collection to life, no matter the budget. Visit Capital City Sports Cards near 56th and Old Cheney or through their eBay storefront. Capital City Sports Cards, Lincoln's premier sports card and memorabilia store.
Right now at Planet Fitness, you can get everything you need for just $1 down. And I mean everything. Top tier equipment? Check. 24-hour access? You bet. Free fitness training? Always. Workouts in the free PF app? What'd I tell you? Even super friendly team members.
Hey, welcome to Planet Fitness.
Oh, hey. I was just mentioning you.
Hey.
Join Planet Fitness today and get everything you need for just $1 down, $15 a month. Cancel anytime. Deal ends Thursday, July 18th. See Home Club for details.
Hey Husker Nation, this is Todd Euler, two-time national champion, here to talk to you about Window World Lincoln. At Window World, we specialize in replacement windows, doors, siding, and roofing. Whether you're looking to enhance the beauty of your home or increase its energy efficiency, we've got you covered. And here's the best part. We offer the best for less. Our team is dedicated to providing top quality products and exceptional service at affordable prices. We want to earn your business and make your home improvement dreams a reality. So why wait? Contact Window World Lincoln today at 464-7313 or visit our website at windowworldlincoln.com. Window World Lincoln, where quality meets affordability.
Early break with Sip and Jake.
I'd like Bill to be say next to you, so when you say on three, he goes,
That'd be awesome. That would be Steve Sipple on three. You should be there just for that.
That's all I said for 3 days.
Kirk Francis, Steve Sipple from the Husker Online on 3 Network.
Early break with Sip and Jake from 6 to 8 every weekday morning on 93.7 The Ticket. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Broadcasting veteran Derek Pearson.
When you find something that moves that makes them smile, celebrate it. That's your task. That's your superpower.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score!
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
What up, Jay Foreman, Austin Norman, Old School, coming at you live from 1040 O Street. We are brought to you by the Mercado, Certified Piedmontese, Special Grease and Butcher Shop, 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill. Beautiful day out, man. It's about 80, mid-80s, and low wind. You know, Nebraska, it's usually 80 degrees, 80 mile an hour winds. But it's time for some picks, Austin. You know,
About
from
time.
10 to 32. We could break it down and pick two teams from 10 to 20 and from 21 to 32 because there's plenty, and we could maybe expand past 32 because we got our Huskers at 36, and you got a team that I think is going to surprise some folks if Jalen Daniels is healthy in Kansas at 40. But we're going to focus on 10 to 20, right? The team or two that's going to be successful and surprise some people and sneak in there, and a team or two that's not going to live up to expectations based on this power poll right here. I'll go first. And we have crossover. The first team I'm going to say, and I could be petty and say this because they have our old AD, which would be Texas A&M, but I'm going to leave that to you.
Okay.
I'm going to say Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech right now is in this power poll 16. Now, I think they have a favorable schedule, right? And me and you went over the schedule, during the break. But when you look at their schedule, it's not, at least right now, 9, 10, 11 wins, right? They start off at Vanderbilt, 11 a.m. Who knows with Vandy? Vandy, listen, the hardest game is the first game, especially on the road. There's not a big, there's probably a little bit of a talent gap, but Vanderbilt sometimes can play good at home. All right, let's just give them the benefit of the doubt. Then you play Marshall, who's always is a thorn in your side, right? They've been overlooked, but you play them at home. All right, we'll give you that one. At Old Dominion.
Who's popped up and got you before.
Yeah, like a Pop-Tart. That's a 5 o'clock game, prime time. That's a toss-up. Let's just say you squeak it out or you lose. You're 2-1. Now you play at home against Rutgers. Listen, you're looking at a team that is exactly like you. Well-coached, special teams, tough, overlooked players, and Shiano can coach his tail off, and they're supposed to be better this year on offense. To me, that's an L.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
I'm with you.
Hurricanes at Miami, L, primetime too. They coming out in the smoke.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Okay. So you can't get the ghost of Paz and Kevin, Oxendine and all them. You ain't got that type of talent. Okay. Then you get a little bit of. Then you go on normally the Stanford game I would say is a layup. Here's the only problem: you play at home against Rutgers, a physical game, at home at Miami, a physical game, right? And a little bit of a long trip, right? Because then you go all the way out to Northern California at Stanford. I still think they win. It's going to be a harder game than it should be, just based on the logistics. Then you come home, or you get a bye week, and then you come home. So then you get a little bit of a break. You play Bill O'Brien, Boston College, W. Georgia Tech, W. At Syracuse, I'll give you a W. Sure. Right? I like their coach, though.
Mm-hmm. Fran's going to be solid.
Yeah. Clemson, L.
Yep.
Okay. At Duke.
Ooh.
I think Duke's talented. I think that defensive mentality, and I think you're at Duke, and it's probably going to be a night game. I'm going to Dukies.
Heck yeah, you are.
Right.
Manny Diaz.
And with Malik Murphy.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
he's like a RoboCop out there. Right? Okay. So now you're at, how are you top 16 with at least 3 or 4 losses? And now you play 7 days later against Virginia, and that's a toss-up.
Mm-hmm. Rivalry, end of the year.
So I think they're going to disappoint. Now that I think they're only going to disappoint based on where they're ranked right now. If they were 26 or 30, then I think that's fine. Way too high for my liking right now.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. A&M is an obvious pick year one under Elko, even if I think he'll make it more stable long term. I'm not sold year one. I like all your rationale on Virginia Tech. I'm waffling on Florida State.
That was one of mine too.
I am. Well, of course, because you're Miami. So of course Florida State's going to be on your out list. But I'm out on Michigan, Jay.
So Michigan.
Michigan is my pick. Sharon's a good coach.
Mm-hmm.
They lost so much.
Yes, they did.
They maybe their record will be 12th best in the country. Maybe their talent is there. I'm just not buying it this year for them. It took them so long to get up here. And this is, you mentioned when you're talking about them in the first segment, how they've got a bunch of hungry guys who've waited for their shot, right?
Right.
And I'm sure you can speak on that from experience from, 95, 96, 97, waiting your turn to get there. And maybe I'm underestimating that. But Ohio State's better than them. Oregon's better than them. I'm not sold on Penn State, but I think I like Penn State a little bit better.
This has got to be the year
USC
that James
might
Franklin
have higher end.
Yeah.
Right. So Michigan won't drop out of the top 25, but I wouldn't bet on Michigan to make the college football playoff. If they're the 12th best team in the country, that's saying you think they're a college football playoff team. I don't. I don't think Michigan's a playoff team.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to fathom a team that went undefeated, very dominant all year, very consistent, but it was all or nothing. And obviously the way they operated, it was all or nothing, and it worked out. To be even when you lose that many draft picks and guys that are on NFL rosters right now, to be 12, and you lost your head coach, and you lost your weight coach and your defensive coordinator, you lost your identity of your program,
and you don't know who your quarterback is.
Right. They're definitely going to disappoint, and I'm definitely there with you. I think they're going to be better than what people give them credit for. I definitely don't think they're a top 12 team. No way. And it might be wrong. Another team that I think is going to disappoint, the easy one or, easy answer would be SMU, just because they not very familiar. And I like the thing you said about Florida State. Now they got DJ Ungale. I know butcher name. I like him.
Did you see a statement today?
No, what did he say?
He said that he was honored to be invited to media days, but that he wants guys that were around last year to get the opportunity to go, because he wasn't there. He wasn't part of that team. So he thinks the ones that, won the ACC should be the representatives, not him.
I like that. He's trying to be, a leader, and I like it. He's very confident in himself. He's had enough media attention and stuff like that. So, and plus it's also good for him, maybe fly under the radar and not have to deal with, why'd you leave here? This, and this. Here's a team I think is going to disappoint based on their record or ranking. Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Napier's under some pressure. Now, we can dive into everything that's to deal with Florida. Well, as far as being the first team, I think maybe that's sued by a former prospect on being lied. I mean, seriously, about NIL. That dips into your football program, though, right? You lose trust. Napier being hired was supposed to be details, fundamentals. They don't look like it. They're immensely talented. It's not a talent thing. Florida's always going to be talent. I just don't think they'll live up to expectations.
Graham Mertz is still their quarterback.
Right.
He was better last year than he was at Wisconsin. I'll give him that. But Jay, Florida has, by a lot of metrics, the number one toughest schedule in the country. Here's that schedule: Miami of Florida. Yep. Samford, not Stanford, but Samford. Ought to win that one. A&M.
Maybe.
At Mississippi State.
Pooh.
Toss up.
Yeah.
Okay. Bye week. UCF at the Swamp. Eileen, UCF.
Yeah.
At Tennessee.
L.
Kentucky at home for homecoming. We'll see.
Yeah. Georgia L. Texas L. LSU L.
Ole Miss and Lane.
L.
Florida State.
Double L. They're gonna be chopping, doing the war chant.
4-8, 3-9.
He ain't even making it to Thanksgiving.
Oof.
He gone. So again, that's why I think for them to be ranked 19, like why? How? They haven't shown anything to lead it, but I think that's how you set yourself up for failure, because you could start out there, but your schedule doesn't seem to allow you to be even top 20, let alone be sneaky and get up into that top 12. I don't think it's there, because it's not just a talent thing. It's not just a coaching thing. You don't have the experience, and then also you don't have the wherewithal. You got to think. Obviously, they lost the receiver. It was Ricky Pearsall, who's a great player. You got Graham Mertz. Johnson's a good running back. I like Boardingham is a decent prospect, but then when you think about their offensive line, they're okay. Now
penalties aren't walking through that door.
I will tell you that they got your boy, transfer portal, Shamir DK from Wisconsin. He gave us.
That's right.
Yeah. He's legit. Mm-hmm. He gave us some problems, But the bigger problem for Florida has been on defense.
Yeah.
That's where you don't have, the consistent play. So I don't think they're going to be as good as, they're ranked right now, but we'll see.
Big Slim says, Jay, I thought we were friends. Don't war chat me like that.
Is he a Florida fan?
Must be.
Oh, my bad. I still love you, Doug. I still got love for you.
We're just telling you how it's going to be.
Yeah.
In terms of positive surprises,
yeah,
I'm high on Utah. Even though they're coming from a new league, I think they're going to handle the transition to the Big 12 in football like Houston did in basketball.
Yeah.
I think there's stability there. Getting Rising back, Keithy back is going to be big. And losing Texas and Oklahoma, I think is going to be big. I think Utah's ready to step into that vacuum. I think Phil's a little low in Oklahoma State.
Yeah.
They've got a lot back. They're my under-the-radar sneaky pick to win the Big 12 if it's not Utah. And Iowa has a cakewalk schedule.
Yeah.
If they are 15% better on offense, they're the third best team in the Big 10.
Yeah, and they're going to play defense.
Yeah.
And they're going to play special teams.
They'll find a punt.
And if they can get mid 20s to low 30s points, they're going to be a problem.
If they get low 20s.
Yeah.
They're going to be mid-teens.
Yeah, they're going to be a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're and also they've been very quiet. So I'll let you know they've really been working. I like those. I like Oklahoma State. The thing about Utah I like, and I just think they've built that program to be able to play anywhere against anybody. I like it. They
come on, come on.
Right, and they played Florida. If you want to get in a shootout, they can do that. They've seen that against when they played USC a few years ago. They developed talent. They've got great players that have been drafted. They still got great players, and when you got a quarterback coming back that's legit, that knows what the head coach and the identity of that program, it's worth 5 to 8 points a game. He's not going to lose you games.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And then he's going to be able to deal with the rough waters of the transition. The thing I also like is they're kind of like Kansas State. They're an outlier to the normal Big 12. They can line up. They'll punch you in the face. They play good defense. They're extremely disciplined, and they're more athletic than you normally think of a team from quote unquote Utah. So I like Utah being the surprise. I like where they're ranked. They're actually ranked perfectly for them. And then at Oklahoma State, I think they're actually ranked a little bit too low.
Mm-hmm.
I think Texas A&M is going to disappoint. I also think USC is in some trouble. I think they're a team. They're going to be up and down. I think they're going to maybe jump on some teams as far as their ability to score. I just wonder if they're going to have the ability to stop people on defense and consistently play Big Ten football. And the Big Ten football is not the old, 3 yards in a cloud of dust. It's disciplined, mentally tough, and physically tough football. I don't know if they have that in him. I don't know if Lincoln Riley has that in him as a coach to change your game plan to beat a team that you can't try to score in 3 plays.
How many? I got the schedule pulled up here in front of me for USC.
How
many of these games will Lincoln Riley have to dial it back and not go overboard? LSU, that's a shootout game. Okay, so he's in his element.
Yeah.
Utah State, whatever. You get a bye week 2. That seems a little earlier for my liking, but at Michigan, not going to be able to throw it around the yard. Wisconsin, probably not. Minnesota intrigues me, losing Rossi.
Yeah, I think they'll be able to beat up on Minnesota. Now, it'll be a little bit closer because Minnesota's at home. I think PJ Fleck is going to just ground and pound you and all that. I think so. If USC comes up there tripping, they're going to mess around taking L.
Won't be able to throw it around at Penn State like you want to. Maryland, you will, I think. Rutgers, Gianno's not going to let you do that.
And it's a Friday night game.
Washington.
I think they beat Washington.
Probably.
Yeah.
I'm with you. Bye week and then Nebraska.
Right.
Hopefully not. We'll see. At UCLA, UCLA's bad.
Yeah.
Notre Dame, I have no idea what to make of them. They should be solid. I just have a weird feeling in my gut that this is 8-4 for Notre Dame.
If that. 7-5 for me. Even though Marcus Freeman, Nick says that he started winning after he became Catholic. Yeah. So I think the LSU game, you mentioned it's going to be a shootout. I think LSU is going to beat them up.
Ooh, talk to me.
I think. Well, first of all, LSU. That's just they're physical, right? Now, Brian Kelly's going to throw the ball. I mean, let's not be stupid here. But I think Brian Kelly knows getting off the bus, they are better offensively on the line and defensively on the line. So they're gonna really make you play in a phone booth and then obviously be explosive. I think they're going to be extremely physical with them. They're going to see how much you really want to play football. I think Michigan is going to do the same thing. Yep. I think Wisconsin is going to try to do the same thing. The problem with Wisconsin, I think their defense is going to be really good. I don't know really what they're going to do on offense. You got Van Dyke, who I think is a good pickup in the transfer portal.
Pauling's back. Malusi coming off the broken ankle.
Right. So I think Malusi is a great replacement for Allen and gets his chance. But then you have an air raid offensive coordinator. How are these two things going to mesh is going to be more important. It's so important to how USC and Wisconsin shakes out. I think Penn State can do whatever they want. I think Penn State can lock them up man to man. I think Penn State is, especially with Tom Allen as a defensive coordinator, they'll be ready, right? Now, they go on the road at Maryland a week later after having Penn State at home. Don't trip and think Maryland won't be able to go athlete for athlete with USC. The one thing I will say about Maryland, and I saw this up close and personal when they played Nebraska last year. Over the last couple of years, the one thing that 2 or 3 years ago, the thing that held them back was on the line. They got better quicker on the offensive line, got bigger. The defensive line is where when you saw them last year, they looked like a Big Ten offense and defensive line, along with their skill position guys.
Which have always looked
been good, right? Loxley can call plays with the best of them, and they have an identity. They actually have expectations there. He's been to bowl games. He does what he's. I mean, so they have for Maryland football. They have a tradition, and that's a long trip.
Oh boy!
And here's the thing about long trips for California teams: you can lose focus. You can say it's boring.
You're playing 3 hours earlier.
3 hours. The game's in October, so it could be an overcast game. It's not set up. It's just not. You know what I mean? So that's a game. Then you got to turn around 6 days later and play Rutgers. Where Shiano will play you anywhere, anytime, any place, on a Friday night at home against a team that got ugly uniforms. You got a coach that thinks he's in the Sopranos, right? And so they're gonna clock manage you to death. Special teams. Shiano puts a lot of stress on you because you know that he has 2 or 3 situational things or special teams trick plays on offense that he's willing to call in, and you know they're gonna run them right, and you know the defense is gonna hit you. And then Washington, I think that it'll take a year or two for Jetfish, and then I think Nebraska matches up with if everybody's healthy. I think ideally what Nebraska is trying to do offensively and what they do defensively, taking what they did last year, matches up well for it. USC poses their own problems. Like you got to think, last year Arizona gave them that game.
Oh yeah.
So I think they're going to disappoint. I think Lincoln Riley is on this sneaky hot seat.
It's a volatile situation out there in LA. I could see it going completely off the rails, and he continues the trend Lincoln Riley does of not living up to that contract.
Right.
But maybe the additions work. Entz was out of his league for North Dakota State standards. I think he's going to be better suited as the linebackers coach there in LA.
Okay.
When I look at USC Nebraska specifically, I think of it like the Nebraska A&M game in men's basketball. Nebraska has ways it can pose problems for USC. USC's athletes are probably going to be better than Nebraska's. No offense, Tommy Hill or Sierra Wright or Bly Hill.
And they got depth of athletes.
Right. If USC's athletic talent takes over, it's going to be a long day for Nebraska. If Nebraska is able to keep those athletes in check, if Miller Moss isn't what he was advertised to be, and USC tries to throw it around against that defense and it's not working, they find themselves in 3rd and long, Nebraska's got more than enough of a shot. But winning that first quarter is going to be so important to try to set the tone of the game.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to have to really just dial up Utah against them in the Pac-12 championship. You got to stay steady with it. You got to get first downs. You got to get to the second level, make them miss tackles. You got to make them pay for trying to tackle you. So that's where when you look at Nebraska,
that's a Dowdell game.
But listen, that's a running back game. You got to really take the bull by the horns and challenge the offensive coordinators to give you the rock so you can win the game. Yes, we got Dylan and we got upgrades at receiver and we got more depth and all that. But to beat USC, because what people, I guess what I'm saying is a lot of time, and this is not me pulling the football card or former player card. It's just I played. This is the difference, and I had to study this because what I like to do as a defensive play caller is study the offensive coordinator and look at his personality. This is generally that's how you're going to call it, right?
Oh yeah.
Buddy Ryan, he's no nonsense. He's 46. He's blitzing. I mean, it's Greg Williams, right? When Greg Williams and was it Jerry Gray? When they got mad and we weren't playing, they go and spike 40. They send in the house, right? So when you look at it, is you want to put as much pressure on Lincoln Riley and Moss as possible. To the I guess the naked mind or the immature football answer is like you're thinking blitz, 10 million different coverages. No. You put pressure on them by executing on offense, which makes them get out of their normal comfort zone in their play calling, and you just make the game tighter and tighter and tighter. What it does for a defensive coordinator, for Tony White, it actually dummies down or eliminates all the plays that you have to really worry about because you can dictate what they're doing because now they're going to have to actually start playing football like you'd like them to play.
The reason I like you're saying about the blitz specifically is that if USC has depth of athletes and you leave them one-on-one, even if Tommy Hill, Bly Hill, Sierra Wright, whoever else the safeties are good athletes, USC's going to win enough of its matchups. Right?
Yeah,
it's the old Bruce Arians thing.
Yeah.
Right? No risk it, no biscuit. They're not going to get it every time. You'll get an interception or two, but USC's betting in the long run, it'll pay off. They're a cobra. They're a viper, right? Quick strike. You don't see it coming. Nebraska's got to be a python, right? Be a constrictor. Slowly squeeze, put more pressure on.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, if you hit them a couple times, all of a sudden they don't feel as free to get off that line of scrimmage. They start looking for you, get the alligator arms, drop a couple passes. You stop them on a couple third downs. And we talk about this all the time when we talk about it, even in the after game show with me and Nick, is that the ability, even in the first couple drives, to get a couple first downs. You flip the field, you get the momentum, you put some, not fear, but let the other team know we can move the ball against you. We can stop you. This is a football game that you about to play. Versus if you go out there, you go 3 and out, you're offsides the first play, you kind of fumble the snap on the next one, you get 2-yard gain, and it's 3rd and 12, and you throw a check down and get 6 yards, and it was just like, all right, it's just kind of exactly what they wanted. Or defensively, you miss a couple tackles. They get, the next thing is 3rd and 15. You bust the coverage. They split you on you're supposed to vice him. And then, so you want to actually, it's basketball terms, just play steady. And then obviously take what they give you. So anyways, my pick for USC to be a disappointment is based on what their natural expectations are, what their natural expectations are of their head coach, and what their expectations are based on how their quarterback played in the bowl game and what they think they are versus what they really are. I mean, it's a lot of things going into USC's season.
And by the way, you're scouting all these teams for the first time.
And this is a totally this is the thing when you come into the Big Ten, or you got the majority of the best players with the best coaches and experienced players and experienced coaches. And there's nothing that you're doing that they haven't seen before. So now you got to out-coach them, you got to outwit them, you got to out-fundamental them, and they know how to play in the Big Ten.
And you got to keep out-recruiting them on top of that.
Right. And now you just open up the gates for people to go out there and recruit some of your players because they're going to be able to play against you. So anyways, great segment as always with Austin, talking a little football. We always like doing that because it's always what if. We're going to, you know what, also in the next segment, we're going to dive into 32 and beyond, because there's some interesting teams that, as you look at it, there's programs I really like, man. And there's one program that has the I think is going to be the best linebacker drafted, and they're at 34. You got Huskers at 36. I like it, and they got the team that I think probably where they're at right now, if they're ranked right here, won't make it. But I think this team is going to cause some problems. Anyways, Jay Foreman, Austin Norman, Old School. We'll be right back.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Are you looking to get into the electrical construction industry or wanting a new scene? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and right now they are offering huge, and I mean huge discounts at Koppel. Get over $9,000 off list price or 1.9% financing on select Sierras or Silverados. Plus, Costco members receive another $1,000 off. Yes, that's happening right now in Louisville. $9,000 off list price or 1.9% financing. You pick what works for you. Costco members, please contact us at the store or at koppelcars.com. All deals with approved credit must trade and finance.
Is it time to replace your AC? Call Bryant and save money in every way. Bryant provides you with solutions that save. Save big immediately with attractive rebates and save every day with lower operating costs. Most important, though, the systems are selected to fit you. The right system, priced right, properly installed. That's the way Bryant works for you. How much can you save? Call for a free estimate. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. 467-1111. We do whatever it takes.
Ready to add a dash of Southern flavor to your week? At Wings and Rings, their brand new Southern fried wings have arrived for a limited time. Indulge in the irresistible goodness of large, traditional bone-in wings coated in a crispy beer batter and fried to perfection. Try them with hot honey or any other sauces. And for those busy summer days coming up, look no further than their Southern Fried Wings Family Bundle. Wings and Rings, 2 Lincoln locations on O Street or Village Lane.
Summer is here, and it's time for Acres postseason planter parts sale. Save big on all in-stock John Deere planter parts. Get an automatic 10% off on your purchase, or get 15% off when you spend $5,000 or more. Buy over $10,000 and get a whopping 20% off. Visit your local Acres location today and stock up on planter parts and save thousands. Hurry, this sale ends July 31st or while supplies last. Acres, solutions for every field.
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in, temperature-controlled, high-end wine bar. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for wine, beer, spirits, and cigars. Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln. Load up on meat and more this summer at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havelock. This week's special through July 9th is spend $25, get 2 6-ounce sirloin fillets for free. Also, 15% off all beer, wine, and liquor. Locations at 84th and Havelock and 30th and Yankee Hill in Lincoln, or 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Hey Husker Nation, this is Todd Euler, 2-time national champion, here to talk to you about Window World Lincoln. At Window World, we specialize in replacement windows, doors, siding, and roofing. Whether you're looking to enhance the beauty of your home or increase its energy efficiency, we've got you covered. And here's the best part. We offer the best for less. Our team is dedicated to providing top quality products and exceptional service at affordable prices. We want to earn your business and make your home improvement dreams a reality. So why wait? Contact Window World Lincoln today at 464-7313 or visit our website at windowworldlincoln.com. Window World Lincoln, where quality meets affordability.
Everyone should have a collection of something. For some, it's stamps or coins, expensive cars, or even watches. But for a lot of people, it's sports cards. And there's no better way to grow your collection than with the help of Capital City Sports Cards, Lincoln's first and only collector-first sports cards and memorabilia shop. Capital City Sports Cards connects collectors of all ages and demographics with unique collectibles sure to bring any collection to life, no matter the budget. Visit Capital City Sports Cards near 56th and Old Cheney or through their eBay storefront. Capital City Sports Cards, Lincoln's premier sports card and memorabilia store.
Back to Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Second segment, Jay Foreman, Austin Norman, Old School. Diving into my man, Phil Steele. You know, he has some stuff in here. He has Marshall as the number 5 most improved team, right? So when you think about Virginia Tech, don't get caught slipping.
Watch out.
Yeah, they'll fight.
That hurt's coming.
Fighting Randy Moss is legit. They have Nebraska's number 2. And oddly enough, here's a crazy school that you don't even think of. That put some guys in the league. The number 1 most improved team, East Carolina.
Hello, Pirates.
Pirates, yeah.
Welcome to the party.
They've had some big games and victories, but so anyway, from 32 on, you got teams like Auburn, right? You always expect that they're going to bounce back just because of the talent and the downturn potentially of Alabama. And then this next team, who's a quiet, consistent program, right? What's his name? Dorn is their coach. He's kind of a little edgy,
Dave
right?
Doran.
Dave Doran,
Yeah.
right? He's openly talk junk about North Carolina and stuff like that. Feels the disrespect. I said this team had I think Peyton Wilson is the best linebacker in the draft. Now he had some injuries. That's why he slipped to the 3rd round, but he went to Pittsburgh. I mean, my man is 6'3", 6'4", 4'4", legit speed, can do it all. Cover, play inside, play outside. He's legit, but he's a byproduct of their program, right? Overlooked. Put your head down, playing with a chip on your shoulder. I think that's a program. I'm telling you, in the ACC, I trust them more than North Carolina.
Oh, by far.
Right?
By far.
So, you think about, then you got Arizona. I think they're ranked up a little bit too high than 35. I think losing their head coach and all those players is really going to kill them. Because they just kind of built up to these last 2 years, right? And you got the support from the athletic department, athletic director, and that's why they were probably so bad with Jed Fish left, man, because they were salty, some of the donors and stuff, but that's just part of the business. Then you got Nebraska at 36. I'm probably coming off a 5-7 year, being close to making a bowl game. I think Nebraska could have been up there at 32 at TCU, but I think it's okay where they're at.
It's fine. It feels on the high side of fair to me. And I know there's a lot of teams behind Nebraska that are looking at that and saying, really? Those guys? I mean, for us, it's like, yeah, I mean, we can argue Nebraska a couple spots higher if everything goes as planned. But you're telling me that teams 40, 41, 47 are going to be happy about that?
Yeah,
54? No.
Yeah. Minnesota beat Nebraska last year in the first game of Matt Rule. So, and they've consistently been a thorn in Nebraska's side. So you got to think PJ Fleck is coaching this year, even though you lost your defensive coordinator. He's assuming that the offense is going to be better. They're at 47. That's bulletin board. It's going to be really interesting when we go to Big Ten and see what his, read his body language and how he's saying stuff. So, yeah, but then here's the team. I think Nebraska's kind of right where they're at. Maybe UCF is probably a little bit more mad, right?
I think so.
Yeah. So, Boise State, you don't get the benefit of the doubt. Because you're behind Nebraska. But here's a team that I think that might have an issue with it. It's not directly. It's probably Kansas.
Oh yeah, yeah. Leipold's heated.
They're close.
Jalen Daniels is healthy all year. Watch out. Mm-hmm.
They feel like, they're
losing Booker's big for them.
Yeah, but they feel like they're a little bit ahead of where Nebraska's at now. Judging off last year, I wouldn't say that they're openly mad because we won't face each other in the field, but they're definitely ranked. But they're legit. I think Kansas could cause some problems. I think they're really well. I got to watch them in the bowl game against UNLV. I think it was. exciting game. They have athletes, man. I think they had a defensive player got drafted pretty high. They got some dudes, man, and I think they're well coached. I think they have a sneaky good staff. I think they have an X factor in Jalen Daniels. So I think that in the Big 12, when you have an X factor at the most important position, followed by a head coach that believes, Lance Leipold believes in winning the line of scrimmage, recruits to win in the line of scrimmage, practices to win in the line of scrimmage. Now, they're not overly big like a Big Ten team, but you don't have to be, but you play big. I think they could be a problem for the Big 12 teams, considering that you got some new blood coming in. And if they get off to a good start, they can cause some people some problems.
Yeah, Kansas feels like an 8-win team to me, maybe 9, depending. But that's just because I think the Big 12 is going to be parity central again. Like I think there's going to be a lot of teams in that 7 to 10 win range. At least as you look at it now, right? I mean, some teams are going to fall beneath that just by virtue of having to play each other. Yeah. But I think Kansas is going to be solid and in the mix into October.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting. Here's what I want to talk about. We talked a little bit about Maryland. I got a tremendous amount of respect. Being, obviously from Maryland, I know the history of Maryland football. I know how hard it's been to get it going. They do, have Under Armour and all that. But you also losing a lot of kids over the years from the DMV and areas to Penn State and stuff like that. Loxley has came in and done a really good job. They're really low where they're at. Now, granted, I think they lost a lot and obviously lost their quarterback. It's going to take a little bit of transition, but I always feel like they're going to be able to score points.
Yeah.
They're going to be able to scheme some stuff up.
And think about this. They're not stuck in the Big Ten East anymore.
No. Yeah.
They get everybody.
Yeah. They get everybody. And so you can pick and choose your battles and make sure you're real strategic. And I will tell you, for the first quarter and a half or half of the game, they were toe-to-toe with Ohio State. They lost their way in the middle of the third quarter. I think the after effects of that, because all the expectation and want to perform well and obviously potentially beat them, went down the drain because they lost their way in about the middle of the third quarter, which boiled over to 2 or 3 weeks later. Yeah. Then they recovered, and then they kind of looked like the Maryland team that looked in the beginning of the season. The team I want to talk about, Austin, probably gets the most fanfare, the most clicks, probably, right? Now, I don't even want to say clicks because of Oregon coach, but they get a lot of, look, you got a high-profile coach, Hall of Fame coach as a player, very high-profile coach, very high-profile personality, along with his sons and his, play son and Travis Hunter. And then you hired some really sneaky good coaches, assistant coaches this year. Phil Lodeholt, the offensive line coach, their offensive line will be better. I'm telling you right now, do not be surprised that they're going to be better. They went out and transfer portal, and that's just kind of hit or miss, right? You go get 6 guys, you're hoping to get 3 out of it. And they got the number 1 offensive line. You got Warren Sapp as defensive line coach. Now they're ranked 53. What do you think Colorado's going to do this year?
Bottom half of the Big 12?
Ooh.
Maybe not bottom quarter. I just see mediocre, right? I like the coaches that you're talking about, right? I totally see where you're coming from. Shadur's going to win him a game they probably shouldn't. Him and Travis Hunter, probably. But, Jay, that defense, man. I mean, I get it. They're playing in a shootout conference. The defenses aren't nearly as good in the Big 12 as they have been in recent years, right? I know the Big 12 has that reputation of the shootout conference, but on the low, there have been some sneaky good defenses in the Big 12, really over the last 7-8 years.
Oklahoma State was good a couple of years.
Right. Utah's coming in. BYU's been solid here and there. Texas.
West Virginia is kind of good. TCU
had the year. Texas Tech was fine for a couple of years on D. I'm just not sold on the whole product. I don't know if Colorado knows what it is yet. If Colorado gets to a bowl game or more, it's because they caught their Mel Tucker lightning in a bottle. It didn't happen in year 1, right? It started out as the talk of college football before the 8-game losing streak. If Colorado's good, credit Dion for finding the right mix of transfers this time around, guys that bought in. Credit, Lodeholt, Sapp, the coaching staff. Probably no drama with Sean Lewis, moving to San Diego State. They know who the OC is this year. I'm not sold on it. You can tell me they can catch lightning in a bottle.
Yeah.
I think there's enough talent for them to be an upper half of the Big 12 team, but I don't take him seriously as a Big 12 contender necessarily.
Yeah, me either. And I'm not sure on Shermer as offensive coordinator.
I don't love it.
I don't know. I didn't think that was.
But at least they know who it is,
Yeah,
right?
they know who it is, and he has another year, so let's just wait and see. But let's look at their schedule. They start off on Thursday night, which generally is the Minnesota Open.
Mm-hmm.
They play North Dakota State at home.
Ooh. I think they win that one.
They win that one. It's not going to be easy.
No.
Okay. Then 8 days later, right? Or 9 days later, whatever, 7, 8. They come down here. Now, we know that they got weapons. They're going to be able to score. I mean, when Jimmy Horn is kind of like just overlooked.
He's a third option.
He's a third option. He's not even, you got your work cut out for you. That's obviously going to be a tough game. Then a week later, they go into a rivalry game. And you know how it went last year. Cheap shots on the road at Colorado State. That's a hard game after you play. It's 2 rivalry games back to back.
Mm-hmm.
And they're on the road. You're going into 2 Hornets' nests. Right? One's going to be on national TV. Other one's going to be all eyes to see if, Colorado State's going to continue with cheap shots. And that game went down the road. And Colorado State has a good quarterback, and they have a legit first-round pick wide receiver. So they'll be able to go, and they killed you on underneath routes last year. So we'll see how serious they are, right? Early. They could be, in their mind, they could be 3-0. They could be 2-1, or they could be 1-2, right? Or they could be 0-3. Obviously, just playing out. Baylor, I think they beat Baylor at home.
Yeah, I'm not sold on Baylor. Aranda's a DC next year.
Yeah, I think they beat Baylor. I think the scale tipper of the year at UCF. That's a long trip.
Mm-hmm.
When you get off the bus, there's no defense being played. Okay?
No.
Everybody's going to try to call the coolest plays. So this is 7-on-7. This is just right. This is Jackson State. This is right up their alley. At UCF. UCF is kind of sneaky sometimes at home. They actually play physical at home sometimes.
It's a toss-up.
It's a toss-up. Right? Then you got a bye week. Then you play Kansas State at home. Right? They just come up and just grind you up, right? You got at Arizona, I think you beat them. Cincinnati, I think they beat Cincinnati. You got another bye week. You go to Texas Tech. Normally, I think they beat Texas Tech. Going down there, that first of all, Texas Tech is a horrible place to go to.
Would you rather be in Lubbock or Ames?
I'll be in Lubbock. It don't smell as bad. But you go at Texas Tech. I don't know what Texas Tech is going to be. That's up there. Now you play Utah at home. I'm just going to go Utah just because how physical they are. I think Utah. And this is the game right here that might be 6. You got to get to the bowl eligible or get over bowl eligibility and get 7 at Kansas.
Yeah.
A lot depends on Jalen Daniels. Jalen Daniels isn't playing. Colorado wins.
Mm-hmm.
If Jalen Daniels plays, now you get into the thing of which coaching staff is going to not just be so focused on showcasing their quarterback and talent.
Mm-hmm.
Because you got to think Lance Leopold is going to play to win. He's going to play, white knuckle, physical. Do you try to outscore Kansas? Just throw it all over the yard.
If Colorado's season is in the tank, I don't think Deion can help himself. I think he'll be doing everything he can to prop up Shedur's.
Oh, numbers. Yeah, all of them, yeah. Or
if
not
they have
playing
a chance to get bowl eligible, maybe he pulls back the reins a little bit and sees the bigger picture. But if Colorado's only at 4 wins, not 5 at that point, Shedur's airing it out.
Because the next week you play Oklahoma State at home.
Pokes.
Okay, so North Dakota State, you think they win?
Yeah.
Nebraska. At Nebraska. L. At Colorado State. I think they beat the brakes off Colorado State. So they 2-1. Baylor.
Probable dub.
Okay, 3. At UCF. 3-1 at UCF.
L.
So 3-2. At home against Kansas State.
L.
3-3. Okay, now the pressure's starting. Now that sphincter muscle can't take.
Probably got the top 25.
At Arizona.
Toss up.
Win.
Give them to them 4-3.
4. Cincinnati. I think they win. It's at home. I think they beat Cincinnati. They beat Cincinnati. I'm not even going to trip. They beat Cincinnati.
Fine.
So they're 5-3.
Fine.
All right. We've been here before, 5-3. Now you got your last 4 games. At Texas Tech.
L. Taj Brooks is going to run all over.
Okay, but so that's your bowl game right there. Utah at home. L. So now, according to my man Austin Norman, you 5-5. The pressure down there in Lawrence, Kansas, will be next level because Lance Leopold wants the feather in the cap. I beat Deion. We're old school. He's brash. There's a lot of noise. I want to make a bowl game because you go from 4-8 to at this point, if it's 6-6, most likely because we both think Oklahoma State's going to beat them.
Yeah,
that's progress. That's legit progress. That's actually equivalent in Colorado's terms to 8 wins because now you think like, okay, we're 6-6. We need these players to go there. You can recruit. You can actually probably try to recruit high school players, so forth and so on. Who do you think wins that game?
Rock Chalk.
They're gonna be
Rock
tough.
Chalk.
I think Colorado wins and they go 6-6. They just barely get both. But I think it's
5-7 for me then.
I think it's gonna be tough. As much talent they have, it's just gonna be interesting to see how much better they've gotten. Now I think they got a really good coaching staff. It's going to be interesting to see what they see what they do. Anyways, we will periodically, I like doing this, Austin. We'll keep diving into this Phil Steele's porcelain throne encyclopedia that I like to call it. As we get closer to camp getting open. Anyways, we're going to take a quick break. Jay Foreman, Austin Norman, Old School. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hey, Husker Nation, Matt Davison here with 1890. It's an exciting time to be a Husker fan, and to keep that momentum going, we need your help. Nebraska's always been a leader in college athletics, and we're doing the same through name, image, and likeness. NIL is a unique opportunity for every Husker fan to have a direct impact on the success of our programs. Through 1890, 100% of your contribution goes to the student athletes. So go to 1890nebraska.com, choose your sport, become a member, and help the Huskers recruit and retain the best. Go Big Red.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see mainly sunny skies to go along with light winds. See an afternoon high around 88. Tonight, clear skies and calm winds with a low around 64. And tomorrow, mainly sunny, but stray showers are possible in the afternoon. We see a high around 90. Meteorologist Kyle Tucker from 92.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Load up on meat and more this summer at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havelock. This week's special through July 9th is spend $25, get 2 6-ounce sirloin fillets for free. Also, 15% off all beer, wine, and liquor. Locations at 84th and Havelock and 30th and Yankee Hill in Lincoln, or 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Right now at Planet Fitness, you can get everything you need for just $1 down. And I mean everything. Top-tier equipment? Check. 24-hour access? You bet. Free fitness training? Always. Workouts in the free PF app? What'd I tell you? Even super friendly team members.
Hey, welcome to Planet Fitness.
Oh, hey, I was just mentioning you.
Hey.
Join Planet Fitness today and get everything you need for just $1 down, $15 a month. Cancel anytime. Deal ends Thursday, July 18th. See Home Club for details.
Round 2 of boxing at the Complex is this weekend. Come enjoy a show of the Midwest's best amateur boxers on Saturday, July 13th at the Complex, the former location of Champions Fun Center. A grudge rematch between Lincoln's Carter Mickelhouse and Kearney's Jack Mundolf, plus another Capital City showdown to follow. Doors open at 6 p.m. with the first bout at 7 p.m. Learn more about the boxers and buy tickets at thecomplexlincoln.com. Rosie Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road. The weather is hot, the kids are out of school, and you're on your way to the lake and summer road trips. Are you getting to your vacation spot comfortably, Or is your car letting you down? Mullen Motors Lot is full of great vehicles to take home so you don't have to worry about your current car barely surviving another road trip. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Layton and find your next ride for summer road trips and beyond. Mullen Motors.
No tag-ons, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Summer is here, and it's time for Acres postseason planter parts sale. Save big on all in-stock John Deere planter parts. Get an automatic 10% off on your purchase, or get 15% off when you spend $5,000 or more. Buy over $10,000 and get a whopping 20% off. Visit your local Acres location today and stock up on planter parts and save thousands. Hurry, this sale ends July 31st or while supplies last. Acres, solutions for every field.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe. Back to old school with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Well, we're back. Jay Foreman, Austin Norman, old school. Fast 2 hours, man. We're diving into some lists, man. There's a lot of reading, man. It's the depth after the so-called knowns, or top 6, as we like to say, or even top 8. It's crazy. There's a lot of parity. Plus, also, even though Alabama's up there, they're really talented. Their roster's really good, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you got Milroe coming back, and they're got Proctor back. I don't know. Went to Iowa, collected a check, came back. You still don't know how their coach is going to do. And then you got a team like Ole Miss that had, besides Ohio State, they were at least top 4 in transfer portal gets, along with the talent that they have. Is this the year they get over the hump? There's a lot of things that could be great or be like, dang, Ole Miss could be a disappointment. If they're not in the college football playoffs, that's a huge disappointment for them, both locally and nationally. And that's a lot of pressure.
Is it a disappointment if they don't host a first round game? I don't think they're a top 4 team, but can they be top 8 and host a game down at the Grove?
With what they've done in the offseason and who they have coming back, continuity, Lane coming back, and added some different coaches as well. They got John Garrison, too, offensive line coach down there. Give a shout out to him. I'd say so. But I think is them getting in first is the most important. Them being outside of the top 12, it probably would be the most disappointing out of all the top 10 teams right now.
Ole Miss feels like the Penn State of the SEC right now.
That's exactly
Here's
what they
their
are.
chance to take that next step.
Yeah, so they need that signature victory. Maybe against, I don't know if they play Alabama this year or just like Penn State. If you're able to get over the hump and be ahead of Michigan, you just want to beat Michigan. You don't care.
No Bama for Ole Miss.
So with Penn State, you don't care. You just need, if you get ahead of Michigan this year, it doesn't matter that Harbaugh's gone. It's just the mystique and the mental anguish of beating them. They're not going to beat Ohio State. And it also is big for James Franklin and also nationally their perception. So Penn State and Ole Miss are the same teams. It would be, they linked up. Did they link up in a bowl game?
Ooh,
yeah, because remember, I think what the Clifford took a huge hit. Was that against? No, that was against Auburn. My bad.
No, there was the Peach Bowl.
Oh yeah,
that's right.
That's right. Yeah, and then Clifford or Penn State played Auburn. Remember, he took that huge hit.
Rocked.
And that actually
rocked.
That propelled him to great leadership roles. He'll get knocked out and you'd be the champion of your locker room. But we are gonna get out of here on this Tuesday. Jay Foreman, Austin Norman, old school. We are out.
Load up on meat and more this summer at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havelock. This week's special through July 9th is spend $25, get 2 6-ounce sirloin fillets for free. Also, 15% off all beer, wine, and liquor. Locations at 84th and Havelock and 30th and Yankee Hill in Lincoln, or 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town. Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in, temperature-controlled, high-end wine bar. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for wine, beer, spirits, and cigars. Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
Summer is here, and it's time for Acres postseason planter parts sale. Save big on all in-stock John Deere planter parts. Get an automatic 10% off on your purchase, or get 15% off when you spend $5,000 or more. Buy over $10,000 and get a whopping 20% off. Visit your local Acres location today and stock up on planter parts and save thousands. Hurry, this sale ends July 31st or while supplies last. Acres, solutions for every field.
Highball Bar in downtown Lincoln is open and located just north of 11th and O Street. Highball Bar offers a vibe and atmosphere like no other, making it the perfect place to grab a drink or beverage. Highball Bar features great events such as Karaoke Sunday, $4 Cheetos on Mondays, Jack Daniel's specials on Wednesdays, and much more. Make Highball Bar your go-to spot after a hard day at work or on the weekend. Highball Bar, located at 122 North 11th Street in downtown Lincoln.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all,